Good morning, everyone. I hope you're doing great. This week, my boyfriend and I took some time off to have a kind of self-care week reset, and I'm going to show you what I love to do to take care of myself, my mental and my physical health. Of course, it started with some activity, a beautiful walk along the Burnaby Lake. We did enjoy the walk the first hour, and then we realized that the trail we took was a complete loop and there were 2 more hours ahead of us and there was no shortcut. But still, for me, any physical activity that includes walking or hiking is one of the best ways to take care of myself. It is the time when I don't need to access my phone, when I don't worry about multiple things on my to-do list. Whatever physical activity you enjoy, whether it's a walk or a gym session, one is not better than the other. Your best intentions should be to enjoy yourself and to spend time the way that makes you happy. Next day we went on something super unusual, and that was egg throwing. That was originally a traditional Canadian activity that none of us has ever done before. And I found that doing something once in a while that is completely new experience helps me reset and look at my life from a new direction or get a different perspective on things that I'm used to. After that, we got some quick lunch and enjoyed it with a view over Lafarge Lake. Eating outside is probably one of the best ways for me to slow down my mind and be in the moment because there are absolutely zero distractions. The next day, the weather was a little bit gloomy, and instead of a hike or a walk, we decided to do another thing that was totally on our list, and that was to go to our favorite bakery that is Pure Bread. They have a wonderful selection of both savory and sweet treats, mainly sweet, as well as 3 or 4 vegan options too. Obviously, we didn't come for anything savory. That day I got a rosemary sea salt chocolate cookie and a peanut butter chocolate bar. Allowing myself to get my hands on my favorite food is definitely a big part of my self-care routine. Taking care of your physical health, listening to your body and responding to its signals has to be non-negotiable because it is your body that helps and supports you through life, and taking care of its wants is one of our main priorities. We need our bodies way more than they need us, especially when we stop dividing foods on good or bad, is that we get this inner freedom, and that's when we start taking care of our mental health too. Our next day was all about hiking. We picked a moderate hike outside Vancouver area in a small town, Squamish, about 1.5 hour drive from Vancouver. We committed to wake up quite early. We packed our lunch and snacks the night before, so all we had to do was to get ready, put everything together in the bag, and head out for an adventure. There is something very special in early drives and exploring new places. I feel this is the most magical and most anticipated part of my self-care weekend. Calm and peaceful atmosphere all around, lack of cars on the road, and the freedom of going anywhere you want make it one of my favorite and most grounding experiences. On the way there, we were listening to a podcast and we were also talking along the way. I'm an early bird and hikes is my favorite type of activity, so no wonder that this day was very special and relaxing. But anyway, it doesn't matter what type of physical activity you choose. What matters is whether or not you enjoy it and have fun in the process. Anything we do should bring us fun and make us feel alive, otherwise, what's the point of living? It also turned out to be one of our favorite hikes we've done so far. It took us about 3 hours to complete. When we finished the trail, we got back to the car and took our cooler. And we were about to eat at the most beautiful lunch spots that I have ever been to. We were sitting on the rock in a shade enjoying the view over the Brom Lake. We have prepped some sandwiches, vegan sausages, veggies and fruit, and of course some pretzels and chips and my favorite kombucha. This picnic was very special, but of course it doesn't have to be everything single time. It doesn't have to require a whole lot of preparation. You can just take some pre-made lunch, some snacks, or whatever it is you're craving the most. Fill your tumbler with some tea, coffee or water and walk or drive to the nearest park, find a bench or take a blanket and enjoy the moment while munching on your favorite food. The next day was very special too. It started with a cup of coffee in bed, a beautiful weather outside and another wonderful treat for me. Nick booked 1 hour and a half horseback riding trip for our 1-year anniversary. I couldn't be happier that day. I haven't been riding a horse for more than 5 years. I used to do it a lot before coming to Canada. Horseback riding was always something that made me very connected to myself, to my soul, to nature, to the world around me. Whatever it is for you that evokes the same emotions in you, like living on purpose, gratitude, fulfillment, inspiration, joy, make sure to introduce it into your life on the regular basis, because that is what makes you you. That is who you really are. When there is no when or ifs, that is you when no one else looks at you, when you don't even care what other people may think. Maybe you like collecting comic books and having a lot of fun owning the best issues. Maybe you are thinking of writing a book and the thought of it fills you up with pleasure and a sense of purpose. Maybe you love egg throwing but can't find time because it doesn't seem as important as something else. But the truth is, it is more important than you could have thought. It is more important than anything you do in your life. It makes you happy, and your happiness should always be your main intention. After this beautiful ride for me and an hour and a half struggle for my boyfriend, we stopped by the store to get some food and some snacks for barbecue dinner and for the hockey game we were excited to watch later at night. Self-care is all about you and your mental and physical health, but it is also about people you love. When you try to make them feel great, when you see how happy they are, when you get excited to share their favorite experience with them, when you're willing to watch a sports game because this is what makes them happy, when you're making their favorite dinner, or when you watch them play their favorite video game. It is all about being there for them, and at the same time, it's all about being there for you. You cannot pour from an empty cup. When you make yourself happy, you can make other people happy as well.